Have you ever found yourself caught in an endless cycle of worries that seem impossible to escape? It's as if you're being pulled deeper into a whirlpool with every anxious thought until suddenly you're completely overwhelmed. This is a common experience, but what if there was a way to break free from this vicious cycle? Stoic philosophy, an ancient school of thought, offers profound insights that can help you clear your mind of clutter and restore a sense of peace. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus wisely said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple yet powerful shift in perspective encourages us to focus on what we can control, our thoughts and actions, rather than external circumstances that are beyond our reach. This shift is the crucial first step in the journey to letting go and stopping the cycle of worry. Before we dive into the core concepts that will help you achieve this peace of mind, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. That way, you'll be the first to know when we release new content on Stoic strategies and other powerful tools to help you navigate life's challenges. Now, let's get started on this transformative journey. The power of perspective. Stoicism teaches us that much of our suffering comes not from external events themselves, but from our interpretation of those events. This idea is encapsulated in the famous quote from Marcus Aurelius, a prominent Stoic philosopher and Roman emperor. "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This perspective encourages us to recognize that while we cannot control what happens around us, we have absolute control over how we choose to respond. For instance, consider a common scenario. You're driving to work and get stuck in traffic. The traffic itself is a neutral event. It's neither good nor bad. However, if you allow yourself to become frustrated, angry, or anxious about the delay, the experience becomes a negative one. On the other hand, if you accept the situation as it is, perhaps using the extra time to listen to an audiobook or simply reflect, the event doesn't have the power to ruin your day. This shift in perspective is at the heart of Stoicism, understanding that it's not the event itself, but our reaction to it, that determines our experience. Embracing impermanence. Another core concept in Stoicism is the idea of impermanence. Everything in life is temporary. Our joys, our sorrows, even our very lives. Marcus Aurelius captured this beautifully in his Meditations when he wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This isn't a morbid thought. Rather, it's a reminder to focus on what truly matters and to let go of trivial worries. When we accept the transient nature of life, we begin to understand that our fears about the future or regrets about the past are often misplaced. The future is uncertain and the past cannot be changed. What we have is the present moment. By embracing the impermanence of all things, we can start to let go of the weight of worry that often accompanies thoughts of the future and the burden of regrets tied to the past. Let's take an example from daily life. You might be anxious about a presentation you have to give next week. This anxiety stems from a fear of something that hasn't even happened yet, something that may not even turn out as badly as you imagine. By focusing on the present, preparing as best you can without obsessing over every possible outcome, you can reduce this anxiety. The Stoics would remind us that, in the grand scheme of things, this presentation is just one moment in the vast tapestry of your life. It's temporary, and it's not worth sacrificing your peace of mind over it. Reframing negative thoughts. This brings us to the concept of reframing, which is closely related to modern psychological practices like cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT. CBT emphasizes that our thoughts shape our emotions, and by changing our thinking patterns, we can alter how we feel. Stoicism shares this sentiment, advocating for a practice known as negative visualization. This involves consciously imagining the worst-case scenario to reduce its power over you. Imagine for a moment that you're worried about losing your job. Negative visualization would have you consider what life would be like if this actually happened. You might realize that, while it would be difficult, it wouldn't be the end of the world. You could find another job, perhaps even one that's a better fit for you. By confronting this fear head-on, you reduce its power to cause you anxiety. However, reframing doesn't stop there. It also involves challenging the validity of your negative thoughts. Are these thoughts rooted in reality? Often they're not. For example, if you're worried that a colleague doesn't like you, ask yourself if there's concrete evidence to support this belief. Chances are it's more of a perception than a fact. By questioning these negative beliefs, you create a more balanced and rational viewpoint, which in turn reduces anxiety. The importance of mindfulness. Mindfulness, another practice closely aligned with Stoicism, plays a crucial role in managing anxiety and stress. Pema Chodron, a Buddhist nun and teacher, speaks of the babysitters we use to distract ourselves from the thinking mind. Activities or habits that temporarily take our minds off our worries, but don't address the root cause. Stoicism teaches us to go beyond these temporary fixes and cultivate a more profound sense of inner calm through mindfulness. Mindfulness involves being fully present in the moment, observing your thoughts and feelings without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you create a space between yourself and your thoughts, allowing you to respond to them more calmly and rationally. This practice can be particularly helpful when dealing with anxiety. By focusing on the present moment, you can break the cycle of anxious thoughts and bring your attention back to what's happening right now, rather than getting lost in worries about the future. Let's consider an example. You're feeling overwhelmed by a long to-do list. Instead of letting your mind race from one task to another, practice mindfulness. Take a few deep breaths, focus on the task at hand, and give it your full attention. You'll likely find that this approach not only reduces your anxiety, but also makes you more productive. Daily reflection and journaling. Another Stoic practice that complements mindfulness is daily reflection. Marcus Aurelius was known for reflecting on his day each evening, considering what he did well and where he could improve. This practice fosters self-examination and accountability, two crucial components for personal growth. By taking a few moments each day to reflect, you gain a clearer sense of purpose and direction. One effective way to incorporate daily reflection into your routine is through journaling. Writing down your thoughts and worries can be incredibly therapeutic. It allows you to articulate your concerns, explore them in depth, and track your progress over time. This practice also helps you identify recurring themes in your thinking, which can be the first step towards addressing them. For example, if you notice that you're consistently worried about a specific issue, such as financial security, journaling can help you explore why this is such a significant source of anxiety for you. Are there underlying fears or beliefs that need to be addressed? By reflecting on these questions, you can begin to develop strategies to manage your anxiety more effectively. The role of hobbies in managing anxiety. In addition to mindfulness and reflection, the Stoics also recognize the importance of having hobbies as a way to manage stress and anxiety. Marcus Aurelius, for example, enjoyed boar hunting, while Winston Churchill a fan of Stoicism, famously took up painting as a pastime. These activities provided them with a much-needed break from the demands of leadership and allowed them to rest their minds. Having a hobby helps you shift your focus away from your worries and engage in something that brings you joy. It also allows you to work different parts of your mind, which can be incredibly restorative, whether it's gardening, painting, playing a musical instrument, or even something as simple as going for a walk. Engaging in a hobby can help you recharge and gain a new perspective on your challenges. Moreover, hobbies offer a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction, which can counterbalance the stress and anxiety of daily life. When you're engaged in an activity you love, you're fully present, and your worries tend to fade into the background. This is why hobbies are so essential for maintaining mental and emotional well-being. Accepting what you can't control. One of the most liberating aspects of Stoicism is the acceptance of what we cannot control. Epictetus famously stated, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This quote encapsulates the essence of Stoicism, the realization that while we may not have control over external events, we have complete control over our reactions to them. In modern life, this might translate to letting go of things like other people's opinions, the outcome of events, or even the weather. For instance, if you find yourself stressed about a job interview, remember that you cannot control the interviewer's reaction to you, but you can control how well you prepare and how you present yourself. By focusing on what you can control, your preparation, your attitude, you reduce the power of anxiety over the things you cannot control. This principle is also echoed in the work of Viktor Frankl, a Holocaust survivor and psychologist, who emphasized the importance of mindset in the face of adversity. Frankl's insights highlight that even in the direst circumstances, we have the freedom to choose our attitude and response. This realization can be incredibly empowering, as it shifts the focus from external circumstances to our inner strength and resilience. Cultivating emotional resilience. Emotional resilience is like a muscle that grows stronger with practice. The more you exercise it, the better equipped you are to handle life's challenges. Stoicism offers several strategies for cultivating this resilience, such as practicing mindfulness, journaling, and focusing on what you can control. One practical way to build emotional resilience is to engage in mindful breathing. This simple technique involves taking a few deep breaths and focusing on the sensation of the breath entering and leaving your body. Mindful breathing helps ground you in the present moment and provides a sense of calm amidst chaos. It's a powerful tool for managing anxiety and stress, as it allows you to pause and reset your mind before reacting to a situation. Another strategy is to embrace a growth mindset, a concept popularized by psychologist Carol Dweck. A growth mindset is the belief that challenges and setbacks are opportunities for growth rather than obstacles. By viewing difficulties as chances to learn and improve, you build resilience and become more capable of navigating life's unpredictability, seeking virtue over pleasure. One of the key teachings of Stoicism is the pursuit of virtue over pleasure. While it's tempting to chase after fleeting pleasures, true happiness comes from living a life of virtue. Aristotle, another great philosopher, called this state eudaimonia, or flourishing. This concept goes beyond simple pleasure-seeking and emphasizes living in accordance with our highest values. The Stoics believed that living virtuously, practicing courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom leads to a deeper and more lasting sense of fulfillment. By focusing on these virtues, we can navigate life's challenges with integrity and purpose, rather than being swayed by momentary pleasures or external circumstances. For example, instead of seeking temporary satisfaction through material possessions, the Stoics would encourage us to cultivate inner virtues that contribute to a meaningful life. This shift in focus not only reduces anxiety about external events, but also fosters a sense of inner peace and contentment. Reflecting on past worries. Reflecting on your past worries can be a powerful way to gain perspective. It's often said that most of what we worry about never actually happens. In fact, studies suggest that around 85% of our worries are unfounded. By taking the time to look back at the things you once worried about, you might realize that many of them were simply figments of your imagination. This reflective approach aligns beautifully with Stoic philosophy, particularly the teachings of Epictetus, who emphasized the importance of distinguishing between what is within our control and what is not. By focusing on what you can influence, you can alleviate some of the burdens of anxiety. One way to practice this reflection is through journaling. By documenting your worries and revisiting them later, you can see how often your fears were exaggerated or unfounded. This practice helps you develop a more balanced perspective and reduces the likelihood of future anxiety. The role of Memento Mori. Memento Mori, a Latin phrase meaning "remember you must die," is a central concept in Stoic philosophy. While it might initially seem somber, this reminder of mortality is actually a powerful motivator. By keeping the impermanence of life in mind, we are encouraged to focus on what truly matters and to live each day to the fullest. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, frequently reflected on the fleeting nature of life, urging himself to make the most of the present moment. This perspective encourages us to let go of trivial concerns and focus on what's truly important: our relationships, our work, our personal growth. When you embrace Memento Mori, you begin to prioritize meaningful experiences and relationships over trivial concerns. This mindset fosters a sense of urgency, motivating you to pursue your dreams and aspirations with vigor, knowing that life is too short to waste on unnecessary worries. Conclusion: living a Stoic life. Conclusion: Stoicism provides a timeless guide to letting go of worries and living a more peaceful and fulfilling life. By focusing on what you can control, embracing the impermanence of life, and reframing your thoughts, you can cultivate a deeper sense of tranquility. Daily practices like mindfulness, reflection, and engaging in meaningful hobbies further support this journey, helping you build emotional resilience and live in alignment with your highest values. As you navigate life's challenges, remember the wisdom of the Stoics and the transformative power of perspective. Life is fleeting, and our time is precious. By letting go of what you cannot control and focusing on what truly matters, you can discover the peace of mind that often seems so elusive in our modern world. So, are you ready to take the first step on this journey toward a Stoic life? Embrace the present, release unnecessary worries, and live each day with purpose and intention. After all, life is too short to be anything less than extraordinary. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please give it a like, leave a comment, and share it with your friends and family. By doing so, you can help others resonate with these insights and benefit from the values shared in this video. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay updated with more content like this. Your support means a lot.